Between them, 60 years of history. Professional soccer sees Pittsburgh and Charleston among its tentpoles. Golden Boot winners and boots filled with, well, liquid gold. A lot to enjoy tonight as Pittsburgh welcomes Charleston. It's ring night for the Hounds. Joined by Ricky Lopez, Aspen, Mike Watts on hand. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds are picking up steam at the right time of the year.
Had the ability to speak with Rob Vincent, and chance creation is not an issue for this Riverhounds side. They're doing a better job at getting themselves into that final third and creating really good goal-scoring opportunities. But the next step in that progression for the Riverhounds is being more clinical and being more ruthless, because last time out against Sacramento Republic, they created better opportunities, but did not have the ability to find the back of the net.
Tonight's player to watch is sponsored by Modelo, celebrating those with a fighting spirit like Albert Diqua, whose determination and skill truly embody the mark of a fighter.
Albert Diqua is just a nightmare to defend because he can do a little bit of everything. He's big, he's physical, but has really soft feet that he can link up the game. But when he's at his best is when he's operating in around that 18-yard box. The service into Diqua is going to be crucial for the Riverhounds.
The 2023 MVP and Golden Boot winner in the USL Championship. The Charleston Battery are the best team in USL. At home, they're trying to carry that over on the road now.
For the Battery, talent is not a question, but for Ben Perrin, they have to find ways to win in different avenues, especially last time out against Loudoun United. Say we won in an ugly way. We had the ability to roll up our sleeves, dig down, and just grind a result. That type of performance is going to be needed to come into NFB Stadium and pick up points. For Ben Perrin, question again, not an issue for the side.
And Charleston does count on Colton Swan's return tonight, but Malik Foster has picked up the scoring slack.
Malik Foster has continued to grow for the Battery, especially on the wide parts of the field. The ball at his feet can beat his defender 1v1, but has the ability to stretch the game. His decision-making is going to be really important if Charleston Battery want to find success in that final third and pick up points on the road.
Joint second leading scorer for the Battery. It's ring night for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, a chance to celebrate a starring role last year. They welcome the Charleston Battery, and it's coming up next.
Ain't no better feeling than a cold one in my hand. That's why I'll be keeping Iron City in my plans. Oh, everywhere I roam, I'll be thinking about my home. Sitting pouring on the iron right before I go to rest. And when I'm laying in my bed, there's only one thing in my head. Just an ice cold can of Pittsburgh, PA's best.
All day and all night for Charles Hall. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0. Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
Hi, this is Anthony with Sell Pittsburgh Now. We're buying as-is houses for cash all across the Pittsburgh area. We make it quick and easy to sell your unwanted house. We buy houses as is with no repairs. Whether it needs a ton of work or is in good shape, we buy them all and pay cash fast whenever you need it. You don't need to fix up a thing or even clean up. And best of all, no fees or closing costs. We're Sell Pittsburgh Now, and we want to make you a fair cash offer. Call 412-385-0000.
They arrive, Pittsburgh and Charleston, with playoff anticipation. This is the kind of game you can very easily see in November. The Battery away to meet the Riverhounds. With Ricky Lopez, Aspen, I'm Mike Watts. The starting lineup for Rob Vincent. It's brewed by Victory, IC Light.
one change for the Riverhounds. Bassett comes in on the left-hand side. He's going to have the freedom to go and search the game, meaning he might come centrally and play almost as a false number 10. Goldthorpe will provide the width on the right-hand side, and expect Kelvin Vieira to push up high and wide for the Riverhounds, understanding that you get service into Trevor Hammond, and you allow Aberduca to put some pressure on this back line for the Charleston Battery. For Rob Vincent, first 10 to 15 minutes, crucial. On the other side for the Charleston Battery, winning that midfield battle, Ikaza, he's going to have the ability to work up and down that central location, box to box as a number 9. Colt Swan, you talked about his relentless work rate. He's going to stay high, getting on the end of service. Malik Foster, the verticality on the right-hand side. Look for the Charleston Battery to fluctuate within a 3-back and a 5-back system here at F&G Stadium.
Those are your Brewed for Victory IC Light starting lineups. Ricky Ring Night always brings a little added emotion. Not everyone on the Hounds got a ring. Not everyone was here last year, but for those who were, especially the ones who've been around for a long time, the likes of Danny Griffin and Robbie Mertz, like the true face of this club. What's this like now, having to turn your attention to a really important game?
Well, number one, you use it as motivation, right? You say, what happened last year? Yes, we can be proud of it. We can grow on it. But now we have to try to get a second star over the crest. So for Robbie Mertz and Danny Griffin, two players that have seen everything in USL Championship, that is going to be the message, saying, look what we just did. Can we do it again here in 2026? And I expect the Riverhounds to start this game on the front foot.
And for Charleston, you just got to watch the rings get handed out in front of these fans, and you know you have a chance to maybe pop that balloon, but also get an idea of what it could be like if it's you come the third weekend of November.
And you and I know Ben extremely well, having conversation with him, and he's always a competitor. He's always going to give his side a little bit of an extra boost in terms of that motivation and that passion. So expect the Charleston Battery to play spoiler here, or want to play spoiler against Riverhound side that just got their rings.
It's overcast alongside the Monongahela River in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. An important 3 points tonight for the Hounds to try and inch up the table, try and earn home playoff games. For Charleston to continue their run in second place, maybe still have a chance at catching Tampa Bay atop the East and for the Players' Shield. Where else would you rather be for a summer Saturday afternoon than right here, right now? The Pittsburgh Riverhounds playing host to the Charleston Battery. I think it'd be really easy to view this as a very tightly contested affair. Something in my brain keeps saying there's goals tonight.
Something in my brain wants you to be 100% correct. Makes our job a lot easier when there is.
Touched over to Nate Messer. Souza backs up. Dragged down by Kelly. Looks back on the line to Luis Zamudio. Here are your Building a Win 84 Lumber keys to the game.
For Pittsburgh, you want to expose and penetrate the wide parts of the field, understanding that Charleston and that back line can be expansive. For the Charleston Battery, if you can be disruptive in transitional moments, first pass forward going to be crucial for Ben Pierman and company.
Kelly. There's going to be the occasional moment tonight where one team looks into the other's soul before they move the ball forward. Maybe an early chance! Trevor Hammond! 2 minutes into the game! He's not getting a ring tonight, but if Pittsburgh were to go back-to-back, he's going to be a big reason why. Pittsburgh 1, Charleston 0.
This is all about the first touch for Trevor Ammon. As he plays in between Apponono and Graham Smith, notice how he pushes it out in front of him, allowing him to attack this ball. Ability to strike this from distance with put real venom behind it. Head down, lays it through this ball. No chance for Zamudio. And a dream start here for the Riverhounds at home.
I don't know what it is, but every time I see Trevor Ammon these days, had the hat trick in, what, 8 minutes against Louisville on CBS a month ago. And he opens the scoring about 2 minutes in tonight.
But just the ability to have the quick trigger from about 25 yards out, just so impressive from Trevor Ammon. The ability, right foot, left foot with his head. We've seen him score different types of goals over the course of his career.
Goldthorpe only as far as Kisiedu. Here's tonight's injury report brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the official medical provider of Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. Edrach and Sample both unavailable for selection tonight. They arrived questionable. And once they do get healthy, in terms of just overarching depth for Pittsburgh, it's going to make a huge difference.
When you have Edrach across this back line, you just look at what the Riverhounds have been able to do thus far with defensively, how sturdy they've been. Let me see. Sample as well comes centrally. Jackson Walty, Danny Griffin, Robbie Mertz. Tons of talent for Rob Vincent in that central role.
In reverse from Messer. Charleston off a 1-0 win at Loudon. Langston Blackstock, former Riverhound, scored the winner. Unavailable tonight. The 200th win in the championship or modern era, however you call it, about 15-year span. Second team to do that. Maybe there's more here for Pittsburgh. Kisiedu comes away with it. Dikwa retains. Vieira. Walty. Walty winds. Chance to take that off a bike for Dikwa.
It's not playing a different position, but Albert Duca has a different role when Trevor Ammon is on the field. Trevor Ammon's going to stay high. He's going to occupy the center backs, and that allows Dikwa to drop a little bit deeper and see more of the ball. His decision-making, his acrobatics, but also have the freedom to push higher and go as he sees fit. Well, 6 minutes in, and he's been really active in that final third.
Kelly is caught between the feet. Malik Foster. And a foul. It's time for the Chatham University fact of the game. Fans, if you're looking for a safe bet on Independence Day, look no further than right here at FMB Stadium. Historically, the Riverhounds hold a dominant 5-2-1 home record across previous July 4th matches in Pittsburgh. That includes last year's thriller where the Hounds picked up a gritty 1-0 clean sheet victory over New Mexico. Packed holiday crowd. And they won again this year when they took on Brooklyn here at FMB Stadium.
Struggling Battery, dealing with the high press of the Riverhounds. It's when you are Ben Pierman, you have to have communication with Apponono, Smith, and Super saying we need to settle this game in. Nothing wrong with playing away from our goal, especially early on in this match.
Throw coming for Jackson Walty and the Hounds. Goal 2 minutes in from Trevor Ammon. Put the head in the lion's mouth just to keep this alive. Stabbed onward. Here's Walty once more with his feet, not his hands. Back to Bassett. Foot injury in June. Good to see him back in the starting lineup. Cranked forward by Camposano and brought down across to Goldthorpe. Zamudio off his line. We'll talk about putting your body on the line. Out for a corner. That happened in no time.
Charleston Battery having a conversation with the refereeing crew saying Trevor Ammon's on an offside position. But this thing comes out of nothing. Zamudio's just trying to clear his lines. And as he plays Goldthorpe in, you need to hit this first time if you are Elliot Goldthorpe. Takes far too long, allowing Zamudio to make himself big and deny what could have been the second.
Bassett's 16th appearance, just crossed over 1,000 minutes in a Hounds uniform this year. Came over from Colorado, take the corner. Ikaza, there's a lot of hand fighting at the goal line, and I'm not the only one who saw it. McCoy's got a whole head on him. The corner bounces all the way through. A corner kick brought to you by Cullen Markets. As far as Walty. Hammond pushing at the back of Martinez. Martinez did the job. And the Paul Child stand is packed tonight. Asked fans to get here early to... Oh, too many balls. Hold on. Ammon's going to get a talking to.
It's clever from Trevor Ammon. Carries the ball on to the field with him knowing that the Battery cannot go quick when there are two balls on the field.
That's a yellow card, isn't it?
It should be. Gets away with one.
Now, if you bring a ball into the field of play and you're not an active player in the game, it would be a straight red. But as a player on the field, that should have been a yellow. Delaying the restart. 10 minutes gone and Ammon unblemished. Goldthorpe, which is long. Zamudio will chase it down. Tune in to CBS Sports Network Wednesday, August 19th, USL Championship Showdown. Colorado Springs journey to the desert. They'll face Phoenix Rising, a battle for valuable points in the packed Western Conference. Catch all the action on CBS Sports Network, August 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You and I have CBS Sports Network's match tomorrow night. Union Omaha, top of League One, taking on Richmond.
Two former players that have played in USL Championship, USL League One.
Yeah.
Ryan Ownby, Vincenzo Candela.
Candela 2 years in Charleston, playing for Mike Anhauser. That's where he initially came back to the U.S. after a stint in Colombia. An open tryout got him in the door, which is how Augie found so many of Charleston's great players over the years. Ozzy Alonso just popped up one day, believe it or not.
That is crazy
I know.
to think about.
These two teams have become maybe the best under-scouted player career makers in all of American soccer. It's actually stunning. It's the winter combine for Pittsburgh. For Charleston, so much of it is in February around the Batteries showcase that they have down there. But they've found so many guys that had slipped through the cracks and end up going on to decade-long careers. Walty. Souza will bring it in. Back to Bassett. Curls the cross, up and away. Kelly drags it down from Apononu.
Just been relentless for the Riverhounds, suffocating the battery, not allowing them to step out of their defensive third. You see Ben Pierman at the bottom of your screen signaling it needs to be quicker, it needs to be cleaner when dealing with a team that's pressing so high like we're seeing Pittsburgh do.
That's self-inflicted. I mean, I think back even Sean Tosh is USL's all-time leader in appearances. He was an open tryout in Rochester back in the day for Bob Lilly. Crazy. Bernardo Forbes was playing indoor soccer before he ended up in Pittsburgh. Rochester prior to that, and then jumped onto the bench as an assistant coach.
These are not just any players in USL Championship. These are, you can make an argument, Mount Rushmore type players in this league.
Uh-oh. That'll be a splash. Yep.
15th of the year? Did I hear that correct?
15 balls they'll never get back. I don't know which of the three rivers that's going to flow down, but you aren't going to find it. The stadium in Kansas City has about 5 rows at the end line, and then the scoreboard, and then about 50 yards followed by the Missouri River, and they've only ever had one ball hit into it, and they actually had an intern fish it out. They did find it. It was a couple hundred yards down the river. Thrown in by Apononu. Snap back across. Sosa put it up, and away by Vieira.
We should have someone on a jet ski, kind of just tied up behind, and then they jump on.
Yeah, someone's out there, but they're looking for gas money. They're going to sell that ball. Here comes Pittsburgh across the halfway line. Ammon leads the charge and slips it ahead. It's Griffin. Griffin! On ring night, no less. It's the captain that puts Pittsburgh 2-0 ahead.
Just so lethal from the Riverhounds here. And again, Trevor Ammon, notice the patience as he continues to drive at this back line. Danny Griffin recognizes the space, provides the width, creates a little bit of separation, and a lot left to do. The ball's actually behind him, so he takes a fantastic first touch out of his feet, and then he just beats Zamudio to the spot. Puts everything he has behind to get on the end of this ball and simply just poke it by the goalkeeper. The double lead for the Riverhounds.
I told you there were goals in this game. The star above their crest all season, but rings fitted, not on their fingers for the first time. Pittsburgh has jumped all over Charleston in the opening quarter hour. If there's a team that's built to come back from a 2-0 deficit, it's the Charleston Battery. So no one should be writing 3 points in just yet.
But if you are Ben Pierman, you're going to be frustrated the way that you concede both of these goals. Number one, you do not track Trevor Ammon on the initial goal that he scores. Apononu, Graham Smithy to communicate and passing players off. And you cannot allow a striker to drive with the ball about 40 yards before applying some pressure. In the second part of that, someone needs to track the runner. Just a breakdown after breakdown defensively for the Battery, and they've gotten punished.
Well, let's say this about Charleston. For all the injuries they've suffered, international duty took Colton Swan for the last few weeks. The one area that they've largely kept intact is center back. to the point where, as Suber's on the ball now, won Defender of the Year in Pittsburgh last year, then Smith, who won Defender of the Year in Memphis prior, and over to Appanonu, who was on an MLS deal in Cincinnati. Arguably, that's the most talent-rich group you have. And there's just been a little lack of communication tonight.
But you get that because we're seeing Ben Pierman shift into a 3-back.
Ball over from Kelly. Messer. That'll find the backside. Lashed in. Charleston responds. They've got one back. Laurent Kissiedu. It's the one that we zoomed in on, apparently, but
yeah, as this ball comes across, it is Douglas Martinez that steps in from his right back position. Does a really good job at crashing towards the weak side. There's just so many numbers in around that 18-yard box. He pushes on in a really clever and confident finish to cut this lead in half.
Former striker.
Takes it extremely well, Douglas Martinez. You and I were just having the conversation with Ben Pierman shifting into a 3-back because, number one, you just do have so much quality across your back line, but you also afford your wing backs to provide another option going forward. Nathan Messer with the assist, Douglas Martinez with the exclamation part.
His second goal this season, didn't have a single goal contribution last year. Kelly went inside. Gets away from Foster.
Please remember that FNB Stadium is a family-friendly environment. We ask that you enjoy yourself, but also do so in a responsible way.
I'm glad we got a crooked number in the first 20 minutes. Pittsburgh drew Sacramento last week. I got to tell you, I thought I'd never been more sure that I'd see a 0-0 than that. There's a certain mystique from coaches of a certain age about coming to Pittsburgh and just going, we're going to lock it down.
100%.
And Neil Collins is of that age. "34 years for Charleston, 27 for Pittsburgh. Clubs that have withstood the erosion that comes with the professional game in America for so long. Charleston was in the championship final just a few short years ago. Pittsburgh, of course, winning it for the first time, their 772nd game since 1999 that proved to be the win, the trophy. Do you prefer the battleship that sits next to Charleston Stadium or the trains that go by Pittsburgh's? Or do you not want to get yourself in trouble?
I'll take the third option. Don't want to take myself, get myself in trouble.
Is it more unique to have the skyline behind the stadium with the river or have an active train line going next to it? That might be the better question.
I think a train line.
See, for me, it's the skyline, because if I want to see a train, Detroit's playing tonight, too. Louisville played the championship final at the old U of L Stadium as well and had trains passing by.
True.
Colton Swan offering plenty of pressure. He didn't play a ton with the U.S. under-20s at the CONCACAF Championships. But they did do enough to earn a place at the World Cup.
Starting to see Charleston batter really settle into this game, and it starts with their defensive positioning. Once Colton Swan does signal the press, that is when Yakaza, Foster, Kelly, and Kasedu do step a little bit more aggressive as well, and then you fill in the gaps underneath. Understanding that you are going to bait the Riverhounds and wanting them to play out of the back, that allows Albert Dikwa and Trevor Hammond to be the outlet, especially with their positioning really high.
That's another Pella crowd save and another free soccer ball. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. They keep the view clear at FNB Stadium.
That's a decent toss. That's the midway point in this first half. It's finally cooled off a little bit, and the lack of direct sunlight on the turf goes a long way too. Tame evening relative to the summer in Pittsburgh.
It's a good idea from Appanone, the ability to hit a ball over 60, 70 yards and change your point of attack to Douglas Martinez. But as you do hit it a little bit too early, that allows Kelp to read that ball and challenge the opposite wing back.
Messer brings it back, looking to keep your players sharp this winter. Registration now open for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Winter Technical Training Academy at AHN Montour Sports Complex. Open to boys and girls ages U9 to U15. Program begins with a $20 technical evaluation to place each player in the right developmental training group. Take the next step in your player's development this winter with the Riverhounds. Visit riverhounds.com to register today.
Time for Mosquito Joe free kick. Kick out bugs with Mosquito Joe.
I could never. Credit where it's due for a good read. There's definitely on that piece of paper it says ZZZZZ.
You and I looked at each other immediately.
Well, it's a Mosquito Joe free kick. Ball knotted away on the Bassett service and then launched by Danny Griffin.
Such a difficult technique here from Danny Griffin. You have to get it exactly right, especially with the traffic oncoming. Strike down on the ball as he rushes it, pushes it up and over the crossbar.
West gate for the chorizo nachos, or stop by the train grill near the east gate and try the flavorful stadium cheeseburger.
One of the few matchups you'll see in the league right now where both goalkeepers have started every game of the season. Between instability at the position, injuries, I don't know that there's many Ironmen goalkeepers left, but Camposano and Zamudio fit that bill, believe it or not. Smith lets it through.
Notice the spacing for the battery here when building out with the three center backs, where you have Graham Smith sitting on top of the 18-yard box, Appanone on one side, as well as Suber. And then you allow Messer and Douglas Martinez to stay extremely high and wide, almost play as wingers. And that allows a lot of space for Jeremy Kelly Kisedu to operate in between lines.
There's Jeremy Kelly out to Messer. Swings back inside,
He's going to want this one back. Kisiadu does a good job at progressing, but just pulls it. And he's a player that his relationship with Ikaza and that balance going to be really important, specifically when building out, because he is a true number 10 that likes to operate underneath Colton Swan.
Swan. Kaza pirouettes, brings it back. Apanonu kept it away from Dikwa.
Good touch.
That's Jeremy Kelly run into a familiar space. We'll give and go. Kelly overtaken by Walty. Griffin was shadowing as well.
Starting to really get in a rhythm when building out the battery. Specifically with Ikaza Kisiadu. Drawing a lot of numbers centrally. That allows, again, Jeremy Kelly to drive at this back line with Nathan Messer.
Messer having a whack. Messer hardly saw the field year one with Rhode Island. Ended up going to Portland Hearts of Pine and scoring 6 goals. Last year was excellent in League One. 5 assists already this season for Charleston. The aforementioned Messer. Ikaza. You know, I'm a believer that some teams do need to be home to make a run, and some teams don't. I think everyone would rather be home, but I don't know that Pittsburgh requires it to get where they want to go. Really helpful run last year where the top seeds kept falling around them and were able to make this whole run in Pittsburgh. But I look at them as maybe more capable than a Charleston team where if they finish second, I think that matters more to them than it does to Pittsburgh at this exact juncture in terms of whether or not you can actually put a star above the crest in November.
Agreed. I think you and I have conversation with numerous of coaches across the league, and there's one message, especially as we get deeper and deeper into the 2026 season, is having the ability to win ugly, or finding ways to win, and this Riverhounds side has mastered that. They can win breaking teams down, they can win in transitional moments, they can win out of just being physical against the opposition. And that is something that Rob Vincent knows within his side, saying that, okay, on the ball, we need to be a little bit cleaner, but he does have the utmost trust.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. anticipation from Appanonu and Charleston. Kelly turns upfield. Here's Messer. Goldthorpe follows. Passes him off. Kelp get moving. The Hammond. Flag goes up.
It's really well done from the Riverhounds defensively. Understanding that you're putting enough pressure on the ball to make Charleston really uncomfortable, but not overextending yourself and leaving yourself vulnerable. Understanding that Kiseidu, Foster, they want to play right in front of that back line. So there's a good balance between Jackson Walty and Danny Griffin. As one goes, the other one drops and eliminates that pocket of space in front of your back four.
Turn from Kelly. Most calm and composed on the team, Ben Pierman described. Went to College Cup twice at North Carolina. Born in Prague, lived in France, but a Chapel Hill, North Carolina native. Checked up on the turf a bit, sent away by the Hounds. Kisiedu gets up to meet it. Vieira. Dikwa, the hold-up play. A little extra pushing and shoving after the fact.
It's good work from Albert Dikwa. The hold-up play, slowing the game down, taking the sting out of what we've seen from the battery, really getting into rhythm over the last 15, 20 minutes here.
I think Ben Pierman would pass the bar.
Yes.
I think he'd make a decent lawyer. So if you're acting for even-handed justice, saying 2 here, 2 there. Is there a more blunt coach that we talk to?
No. You know, when you ask a question, you're going to get a straight and an honest answer from Imperium every single time.
Yep. It's another free kick. That's going to come in the card. First issued tonight. Nakaza's going, really? That's the one?
Yellow card against Charleston, number 8, Emilio Icaza.
Just a little bit late at stepping in, Ikaza, but notice how quick and how clean the technique here is from Danny Griffin. Controls it with his left foot, passes it with his right foot, does not allow the opposition to close down the space. Really clever. There is a little bit of contact with the sea yellow, a little bit harsh.
All right, then it's harsh.
Good opportunity for Goldthorpe, the ability to strike a ball and serve a ball with both feet. This has to land towards its right side of that 6-yard box, putting pressure on Zamudio.
Griffin. Back across, chested down, up into the air. Souza gets underneath it. Watch the USL on 2DNA, largest English, rather Spanish language sports channel in the U.S. USLChampionship.com, the latest TV listings. Goldthorpe. Nope. It's Javier making that run. Chris Kelly.
He's been really good, Jeremy Kelly. Confident on the ball, ability to pick out a pass. But those are the moments that Ben Pierman mentioned in a conversation, saying once we turn them over, can we catch the Riverhounds in that transitional type of phase, because they're really difficult to break down once they do get into their defensive set.
Kelp and the Hounds sit 5th, Charleston 2nd in the championship's Eastern Conference. Caveat to that, Rhode Island sits 6th with 2 games in hand, within a game of Pittsburgh. Battery are 8 back of Tampa Bay for first place in the league, potentially the Shield. Well, he finished that check. It's Ammon into the book. And that's why it's significant that Ammon didn't get the yellow card for bringing the ball back into the field of play earlier.
Yeah. Needs to be smarter here. Trevor Ammon knows he has 0 chance of winning this ball. Comes in really high with his left knee through the back of Graham Smith. Just simply no need for the striker to get himself into the book.
It's good from Goldthorpe. Inside Ammon. Tight angle. Ammon couldn't get it across.
So good from first Elliot Goldthorpe. Turned the ball over, but play an early ball into the path of Trevor Ammon. But over the course of 41 minutes, Trevor Ammon's first touch has been flawless here. Doesn't break stride, and in the end, it is Graham Smith who comes across and denies, but it very easily could have been the 3rd for the Riverhounds. But it's those little decisions that make a massive difference of creating a goal-scoring opportunity, hitting the ball early, and allowing your striker more time and space.
Vieira sliced away before Goldthorpe could collect it. Charleston do have 9 points this year and conceding the opening goal in the championship. It's the 12th time that they've done it this year. Pittsburgh's won 7 and lost 1 in the 8 previous instances in which they scored first. You have to think the number's even better when they get a second. It's a foul from Griffin. Goal a minute 58 into the game, then Griffin in the 16th. Douglas Martinez scored 2 minutes after that. His first goal since April. It's the Battery, the highest scoring first half team in USL. 18 in 20 games. Martinez had off a Kelp.
Been really quiet for Malik Foster. Only 12 touches through the course of the first 44 minutes for the Charleston Battery. Him and Colton Swan have not been on the same page. Colton Swan only 6 touches for your striker for Ben Pierman. Those two players need to become a little bit more influential and impactful in the game, understanding that you might not get the ball, but if you can make a run to pull out a center back, then you open up space for a teammate.
Martinez will track this on the other side. Chance it, an unimpeded cross. Hammers that right at Campazano, who hasn't had a ton to do tonight. Charleston, 0.06 expected goals. I think Zamudio's heart skipped a beat when that bounced.
And there's a little confusion if Epinonu's going to head it back. Does he go step off of his line?
Well, and that thing hits the turf, and it's either going to run or it's going to skip up, and you don't really know till it hits. Messer. Apinonu. Either Kisiedu. Dequa against the world. Suber's up to it.
Better on the Battery there in terms of their proactive defending. Graham Smith, Suber, Apinonu drop really quickly and helping one another to deny Albert Dequa a run on goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be 2 minutes.
2 added minutes here at the end of the first half. Squared off to Kelly. Kelly! He can, he has, but not that time.
Again, the first touch from Jeremy Kelly are really impressive. Okay, this is not the best ball from Ikaza off the turf. Sets up in front of him and he has eyes for that far post, but just pulls it a little bit too early and pushes it up and over the crossbar.
Throw coming for Suber. Spoke to him last year at the final. He's still with the Hounds. Had been named Defensive Player of the Year. He said, I just really attacked this offseason, tried to make myself a better player. So many players in Pittsburgh have done that over the years, earned similar accolades. Earns a deal with Charleston. It was Danny Griffin, who he played with at Huntsville, who first suggested that Suber come to the December Combine that Pittsburgh holds every year. It was at that Combine that he drew the eye of the coaching staff. 2 years in Pittsburgh, that remarkable individual award, and of course won the championship trophy as well. Got his ring tonight, which I imagine is why Charleston was the opponent that they chose to hand the rings out for. If there's one player that you're going to have back on ring night, I feel like Defender of the Year's the guy.
Agreed. And he's played sometimes a different role for the Charleston Battery. Saw him earlier in the season, plays a double six. Ability with the ball at his feet to really dictate the game. A luxury to have, comfortable on the ball. You can say that across the back line for the Battery. All 3 defenders comfortable at breaking lines.
Halftime. Was that the game you thought you were going to get?
No.
Nah.
But it's been eventful, been entertaining. Charleston Battery grew into that first half. But you just talk about Rob Vincent and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds finding a way to put pressure on their opposition. Expect the second half to have more fireworks, especially in that final third.
Griffin has what stands now as a potential winner after a goal in the first 2 minutes from Trevor Annan, his first in about a month's time. Douglas Martinez grabs one back, but it's the Hounds captain on ring night has the go-ahead. Hounds lead this one 2-1. When we come back, a look at first half highlights, including whatever's been passing by in the river. And it is ring night. We'll show you what it looked like pregame as the players received that ultimate accolade. Pittsburgh 2, Charleston 1, 84 Lumber presents your halftime score.
Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter. Just like at home, Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027. And we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Balance, braking, and adjusting to the vehicle you're driving are essential skills for staying in control on the road.
Let's start with braking. Some vehicles have conventional brakes, which depend entirely on the driver for their stopping power.
Newer vehicles have anti-lock braking systems called ABS. These are computer-assisted brakes designed to stop your vehicle as fast as possible in an emergency. Knowing what type of brakes you have is important because the two systems handle differently when you have to stop quickly.
For more information about safe driving, go to kdka.com.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. It's a 2-1 lead for the Riverhounds over Charleston. Excellent first 45 minutes. And here a word from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Hello, everybody, and once again, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Coaches Show. We are coming to you from the Carnegie Museum of Natural History. We thank them for having us here. We've been in a bunch of different locations in our first season of the Riverhounds Coaches Show with head coach Rob Vincent. We're pleased to be here once again. And Rob, how about this? The Coaches Show around in the middle of a bunch of dinosaurs. What do you make of this?
Yeah, this may be our coolest location, yeah. Been through here a few times with the family, but didn't think I'd be doing the Coaches Show here one day.
We've been at the North Shore Tavern. We've been at Southern Tier. We've been on the Gateway Clipper. Now we're doing a show in front of dinosaurs. Did you ever, in your entire life, Rob, think you'd be doing interviews around dinosaurs?
I did not, no. First time for everything though, right?
Yeah. Would you like to bring your lovely daughters here one time for a good day with the family?
Yeah, we've been here a couple of times already, but Olive hasn't been yet, so maybe it's next.
So I'm going to drop a little knowledge on you first about these two dinosaurs, okay? So one is called the Diplodocus carnegie, which is named after Andrew. He found that one first, and that is this one right here that is to your left, okay? Now, there's another one right here that's called the Apatosaurus louisa. The Apatosaurus louisa, which is named after his wife. So it was so popular after he found the first one that he sent a second one to name after his wife. What's your reaction to that?
Just mind-blowing right now, I guess. Yeah, that's good information for me to know. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it's good to know.
Do you think you could defend a dinosaur on a soccer field? The answer is no, Robin. That's a stupid question for me to even ask.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Kind of a middle-of-the-road season so far when you look at the standings, but that doesn't really illustrate the type of season that you've had. You haven't. It's been consistent both ways. You haven't won more than 2 in a row. You haven't lost more than 2 in a row. You haven't had a 3-game streak either way. When you look at this point in time in the season, how do you evaluate just where things are and just how your team is trending?
Yeah, I think consistently inconsistent is probably the word right now, right? Like you say, we haven't been able to string, more than a couple of wins back to back, but same with the losses as well. So we're always trying to reflect and see what the best way to move forward is. We have a young squad right now. We have a young squad, a promising squad, an exciting squad. And I think with that, you have younger players, handful of rookies first starting this year too. I think there's always going to be these, peaks and troughs as you go through the season. So we're happy with the way the team's coming along and the growth that we've made. We feel, primed to really attack this last third of the season and hopefully finish strongly. But yeah, this is all part of the journey. And again, a lot of young guys have stepped up and had really good first years for us.
We're back in Pittsburgh. It's 2-1. That's just a piece of the coach's show with Rob Vincent. It's ring night. We'll show you just what that means here in Pittsburgh when we come back. Unreal.
A jaw-dropping leveler. Stoppage time drop. Wonderful finish in the USL.
Pain doesn't kill Tiger.
Comes towards goal, and Phoenix have the breakthrough. Numbers in support. Perez goes for goal. Oh, wow.
Espectacular. Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay Vicente revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Vas al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
All day and all night for Charles All. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0. Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
City of Champions, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pirates across the river, the Steelers, one of the NFL greats, and of course the Penguins. But on this night, it's a soccer night in Pittsburgh, and it's ring night. Tuffy Schallenberger handing out the rings to Griffin, to Mertz, to, yeah, Sean Suber too. Some of the faces that are etched in history now for the Hounds.
It's a moment that you will remember for the rest of your life for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and these players. You work extremely hard to put a star over the crest to get a ring. Sean Suber comes back playing for the Charleston Battery. What a moment this is all around and for the Riverhounds.
A really spectacular night, and in talking with Rob Vincent, he talked about the Eastern Conference Final at home and what it felt like, the just pure exultation and jubilation of that night, something he'll never forget. So the fans, they've seen trophies go up now. They've seen 2 goals from the home side. It's 2-1 at the break. A look around USL coming up.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at the headlines. The semifinal round of the Prince Tires USL Cup will feature 4 championship clubs, including the defending Cup champs, Hartford Athletic. They will host Colorado Springs. San Antonio will host Louisville City. Both Louisville and Colorado Springs advanced in penalty kick shootouts in the quarterfinals. Loudoun United made club history with the 6-figure transfer of forward Thor Ulfarsson to the top flight in Iceland, which just happens to be Ulfarsson's home country. Thor is the club's leading scorer with 10 goals and 3 assists through 21 matches in all competitions. Congrats to Colorado Springs head coach Alan McCann, the championship coach of the month for July. The Switchbacks were a perfect 4-0 in all competitions, producing 10 goals while allowing just 2 goals. Upcoming national spotlight games, all on CBS Sports Network. Union Omaha hosting Richmond this weekend in League One. Phoenix Rising in Colorado Springs on the 19th. That game is also on 2DN. Then it's Orange County and FC Tulsa on the 22nd. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back.
The rookie E-Draft stand it and secure a title for Pittsburgh. 26 years! Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 2025 USL Championship winners!
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
The rookie E-Draft stand it and secure a title for Pittsburgh. 26 years! Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 2025 USL Championship winners!
Pittsburgh Playhouse, serving Pittsburgh for over 90 years with dance, theater, music, and entertainment for everyone. A shy florist, a mysterious plant, and a deal that changes everything. The thrilling cult classic Little Shop of Horrors comes to life April 29th through May 3rd. As success grows, so does the danger, love, ambition, and consequences you can't escape. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPlayhouse.com.
Halftime highlights presented by Corona, and here are your halftime stats. They're brought to you by Restano Heating and Cooling.
We talk about Pittsburgh Riverhounds having the ability to dictate games and feel comfortable without the ball. 26% of the possession for Rob Vincent. The other side for Ben Pierman, you have a lot of the ball. Now you need to have more purpose in that final third. Chance creation needs to get a lot higher and having more bite in that final third.
Ready to play tonight. Bill Bensala, our referee this evening. Hammond and Griffin, the first half goals. Hammond a goal and an assist. Douglas Martinez on Messer's 6th assist of the year for the Battery. 2-1. So we head to the second half tonight. FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh playing host this evening. Battery have won 2 in a row. They're unbeaten at home, but only 3 wins in 10 games on the road. One of those at Loudoun last weekend, which now makes it 14 games unbeaten against Loudoun United, who cannot buy a vowel against Charleston. Strong step through by Apanonu. Touched ahead by Bassett. Contact at the top of the penalty area, and Bill Bensala looks on. No whistle. Swan making a run over the top. Didn't choose to go for that. Big switch here. This comes down to Miguel Berry, who's the first sub of this game. Came on at halftime and replaces Malik Foster. Inside to Martinez. Griffin sweeps it away.
Malik Foster really struggled to find the rhythm of the game. Miguel Berry is going to give you a big body and a reference point that you can play into, but his relationship with Colton Swan is something that Ben Pierman needs to get going in terms of the production between the two of them.
Berry, 3 goals, 3 assists this season. His best run in the championship came with San Diego a number of years ago. Ikaza. Campazano went diving for it, never got through. It is deflected out for a corner.
Also, with how Miguel Berry likes to operate, he wants to move in around that 18-yard box, really soft feet, so look for him to combine with Colton Swan. But now you have two real reference points that you can play into for the Charleston battery. Malik Foster is more of a runner that wanted to be vertical and stretch the game.
Kelly, the service. Campazano went up for it. Late whistle comes to his defense. You know, you're always kind of interested to see a goalkeeper who last year at Monterey Bay was almost a victim.
Yep.
84 saves in just shy of 30 games. So, okay, he's a good shot stopper. Now what does he do on a team with more talent and more ability to defend the goal in front of him? And Campazano's been pretty good this year.
Conceded only 20 times. In 2026 Riverhounds, not only Campazano the ability to, like you mentioned, save a lot of, well, shot stopping, but his ability to organize this back line in front of him, which is the real foundation for this Riverhound side over the course of the last couple seasons.
It's a very different back line than the one you had last year. Much more inexperienced. So it's asking a very different question to him than would have been asked last year of Eric Dick.
Leadership, ability to organize the two center backs specifically.
A run for Barry. Shoves away Lassikelp. Soccer season is here. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Did you see that they're not allowing ticket sales of 5 as quantity anymore? In solidarity with Jaden Daniels? Saw that on Twitter. Aye. Ikaza.
Good ball.
Barry returns. Kelly off the mark in the end. That was pretty a spell of play as the battery have produced on that end tonight.
But it starts with Ikaza, his ability to provide the width, make a run out of midfield, but then have the vision to play this ball back centrally and open up the field. Delicate little layoff from Miguel Barry. Jeremy Kelly actually has more time and space to take a second touch and get closer to goal.
You could see his reaction too. A little spin on that ball as it popped up off the turf. I don't think did him a favor either. Lofted up, came off Kelpa. And Ammon will chase it all the way back to Zamudio. Here's Suber, one of 2 Ironmen that played in the field in all of USL Championship last year. It was cool seeing him be able to sort of receive that, albeit brief, knowing that there was still a game to come, adulation from the crowd. Ball dropped off. Ikaza. Hits it right at Campazano.
Has to be with your left foot here. Ikaza, really difficult to reach across your body and go out the outside of your right boot to beat Campazano from that distance. But again, Miguel Barry has really given this battery side a different look going forward, just with his ability to require so much attention and free up his teammates.
Slid ahead to Barry. He's been insightful since coming into the game. Let that run long. Ikaza into the penalty area. Kelly, no. Walty comes through to knock this away. Go back for just a second about Suber. A lot of these guys, no one's a millionaire playing in USL. So guys like Suber, guys like Eric Dick, when you get an opportunity, whether it's a contract or it's a chance to go home, in Eric Dick's case, back to Indianapolis, going to Indy 11 over the offseason, to get that brief moment of being able to celebrate, because the season ends and everyone's contract is out. It's not like you get the kind of parade that the Knicks got in New York and there's 2 million people lining the streets, whatever. So for Suber to be able to come back and just be able to hold the ring and applaud the crowd and have the crowd give that back to him was a really cool moment and fleeting in this sport. Good on the Pittsburgh fans for it. Messer delivers. Wound across. Camposano, two-fisted punch. Ikaza brings it in. Ammon is on his back. Trying to make space around Vieira. And getting the cross away. Put away by Dikwa.
It's been a strong start to this second half for the Battery. You mentioned it in the opposite for the first half. The Riverhounds squeezing the game this time, not having the ability to break through their defensive half here. The player needs to be really pleased with what he's seen from his side. The tempo's a lot higher, a lot cleaner, a lot quicker to start this second 45 minutes for the visiting side.
Suber. Kelly. Dribbles over to Kelp. Drives it long. Dikwa providing pressure at the back. Vapanonu, and he won it. Dikwa, part of the great 2023 team that finished top of the league. He's the MVP that year and the Golden Boot winner. We wanted to add a little suspense to the 2023 MVP announcement. We made it on ESPN during the championship final. And we just felt like it'd be really cool if you pulled a card out with his name on it. Through here for Dikwa. Dikwa. Zamudio did just enough. Forces this up above the bar. Will be a corner. My wife's a special education teacher and very, very artsy, very crafty, and actually made the Riverhounds logo onto a card. And that was what we presented to Albert Dikwa.
Well, scored goals for fun that season. Albert Dikwa did. It was just so impressive, his production in the final third.
You got a trophy too, but I'd like to think it's the card that's the real memory. Coa Markets corner kick coming. It'll be Goldthorpe who does the honor. In front of a packed crowd tonight in Pittsburgh. Trying to find the third. That's Smith. Goldthorpe with a good first touch. Just sent that back toward. Kelly will put this out. Reminder, you can watch the USL on 2DNA. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. You have any Spanish in the repertoire?
Not enough to call a game.
Okay.
can get by. Have a conversation.
That's the difference between you and I. I can't get by in this language or that language.
Stop.
Here's Smith. And Apononu. Our left that to Walty. Stay with Pittsburgh. That's a corner. Well done by Ammon.
Hounds fans, who's ready for another Cohen corner kick?
Sounds like a Cohen corner kick coming.
I'm excited.
Always.
Cohen corner kick.
This will be Bassett's turn. Service through. Covered by Griffin. Vieira. That'll skip through out for another corner. Deke was waiting on that back stick. Didn't miss him by much. Going corner. Griffin. Another one.
Hounds fans, guess what? It's time for another Cohen corner kick.
Jenny Griffin does just such a good job at filling in the space, especially on the secondary attacks. A good job at beating Casado to the spot and winning another dangerous set piece here for the Riverhounds.
There was a yellow card against Charleston. It's on number 90, Miguel Berry.
Miguel Berry just got a yellow card in the aftermath of conceding that corner, and I'm not entirely sure why. Good chance he doesn't know either. Another corner for the Riverhounds, and that one's in! They do cash in! Victor Souza's first goal for the Hounds! A reminder tonight of just what Pittsburgh is capable of. Hounds 3, Battery 1.
Relentless pressure. Set piece after set piece from the Riverhounds. Good ball in for Bassett. This is all about Souza just wanting it that much more. Out jumps Graham Smith. Goes in proximity, so it's all about placement from here. Just redirects this header towards that far post. Shifts his shoulders and gives the Riverhounds a little bit of breathing room in this second half here.
It's a Cohen Markets goal on the Cohen Markets corner. And as many looks as we can provide of our Narcisi Winery replays.
We also have 2 substitutions for the Hounds. Coming out, number 7, Trevor Ammon.
That's it for Ammon. Scored inside 2 minutes tonight. Vieira takes leave as well. Sukunome's 4th appearance. And Perrin Barnes, the 2 incoming for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh went up 2 goals in the 16th minute, then conceded 2 minutes later. Battery have a similar response in them now. They have 3 subs waiting to enter the game. Speared inside by Martinez, who scored that goal.
Different personnel comes on the field for the Riverhounds. Barnes will be like for like with Veer at that right back position. Tsukunomi will play a little bit deeper underneath Alberdikwa. So Alberdikwa is going to be the player that's going to stay high now and wanting to operate in around that 18-yard box to get on the end of service. Tsukunomi's been a good addition to the Riverhounds. Good on the ball, good in terms of his combination play, and technically really sound. Can be an impact player for the Riverhounds.
Here come the changes. Subs 2, 3, and 4 for the Battery. This is probably the least shorthanded bench they've had in months. That's it for Swan. He never really did get into this game, did he? Palmov, Hughes. And Husu Landry as well. And an injured Riverhound on the field. Seven of them. And looking for number 12 tonight. It's Pittsburgh preparing to make a change as well. I'd imagine it comes in relation to Dikwa being down a moment ago. Especially once you get that third goal. Yep. Junior Atu comes on.
We also have a new entry for Pittsburgh. Checking out number 9, Alberdikwa.
Good time to remind you that if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM-FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. That includes USL All Access on Tuesdays, plus live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. It's all on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
And just a reminder that after the fireworks show, players will be signing autographs.
You're staying for that, right? The fireworks show?
If you are.
Yep. See you there.
You're signing autographs too?
Oh, no, that won't be me. You and I get on with Chenzo Candela, the former Charleston player, current head coach for Union Omaha today. We're chatting with him. He's calling you a legend.
Oh, stop. That's if you own the USL already.
But, I mean, the minor equity, yeah. No, my pockets aren't that deep.
Oh, stop.
No, that part's true. Barry's frustrated. That's a yellow card. It is outside the penalty area. And that is vital.
Yellow card against the Riverhounds. It's on number 6.
The strength of Miguel Berry, not only physically, but the technique. Just to feel and recognize where the pressure is coming from. McCoy, really aggressive step from the center back. Just go up and over. Handful of the jersey, knows he's beat and deserving of a yellow card. And a really dangerous opportunity here for Jeremy Kelly. Trying to whip this ball in head height, right on top of that 6-yard box with the traffic oncoming across the goalkeeper.
Hounds got their third off a set piece. Can Charleston get back into the game with one themselves? Keep your eyes on 90, among others. Kelly hammers that across. It's Kelp who got up. It's Martinez who tracks it into the corner. Will be a throw. Go quick with the numbers still forward. On to Palmov, the rookie out of Marshall, which of course means he's 25 years old. Marshall recruits grown men. That's the joke. someone's watching this in West Virginia going, yeah, well, won a natty. Can't
Exactly,
argue with those results. I got to tell you, I have Duke Georgetown in 15 days. The Duke roster is entirely made up of guys who've played professional soccer. It's honestly pretty staggering.
Freshman at 21 years old.
Yeah. Just like when you were playing at Creighton.
Yeah, right.
The world's changed. Smith plays over. Ooh, bailed out. Now your Vermonts, your Marshalls, the mid-major superpowers of college soccer peeking out of the woodwork. Wishing Pitt a good season upcoming. Number of players they've put into the pro game over the years and the impact that they've had in the ACC of late. Will this be the year that the Panthers get back to College Cup? Be surprised to nobody. Oh, ooh. Good bit of skill there from Sukanome. Didn't pan out. 20 minutes and stoppage remaining. And we were talking to Rob Vincent this week about some of these young guys who've come in and just really impacted right off the bat. Kelp, Sosa coming up from New England Revolution 2, so you're talking the lower division there. McCoy at 24 coming out of Kentucky. That back line made up of young guys. Sort of goes through the younger guys and goes, how many of them are captains? I thought that was so on point. He said most of the guys around the league who end up sticking around follow a similar path. We just tend to get them here in Pittsburgh a little bit younger. And then historically, Pittsburgh gets them paid. Barry evens that out, full run up. That's sent way out by Husu Landry.
Need more composure here from Landry. You do not need to hit this first time because you have acres of space on that far end. Hughes just peels out. If you can take a first touch, now you have a decision to be made. You play it into your teammate or you go yourself. That is a difficult decision to hit that first time and mistimes it.
And most importantly, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Whoa! I didn't know we had a celebrity in the house. Oh, that's for a later game. My bad. My bad. Hold on. That's the Rowdies game on the 29th that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile will be here. Oof.
There's been some interesting card reads from the PA announcer.
Sure have. I will say this, if you're trying to maintain a culture, one thing is keep the core, and they have, right? Your Griffins, your Mertz, and then bring in guys who know how to lead, know what it takes. And I don't think I've heard it from a USL coach before. The only place I've actually heard it was actually Cincinnati Bengals coach Zach Taylor talking about it. The importance of, hey, was the guy a captain? Was he respected? Did he do all the right things? You don't need to have a C or an armband to prove that, but it's usually a pretty good marker. this is it. Sub-wise, both ways. Apononu comes out. And Wilmer Cabrera Jr. on in his stead. Chris Allen will go unused tonight for Charleston. There's Charles Hall. Native Floridian out of Stetson. And captain's armband gets passed from Griffin to Mertz. The Pittsburgh native from Upper St. Clair. And they didn't know, was he good enough to even play Division I soccer? He was. He went to Michigan and was excellent there. Mertz ended up coming to Pittsburgh a couple years here, then went on to Atlanta, came back. 7 years now for the Hounds. Such a critical component at the end of that championship run last year. There is an acknowledgement of his age, 29. Getting him off the field, it was like seeing lightning strike twice in the same spot in past years, but brought him off the bench of late, in part because they've got enough depth in those positions, but also acknowledging it's a long season.
100%. You have to be able to maintain Robbie Mertz and keep him fresh. Did the Riverhounds have any hopes of making a deep playoff run yet again? Having to be asked a different type of role over the last couple of weeks coming off the bench, like you mentioned. It goes back to the conversation saying that the type of player, the type of person, the professionalism that you hold as an individual make you really valuable. Perfect example, Robbie Mertz has, like you just mentioned, Mike, a lot of times was a mainstay in the starting 11 to go 90 minutes, but still keeps the same work rate, keeps the same attitude as of late for Rob Vinton and the Riverhounds.
He's played in every match this season but one. Off the bench here of late. Led the league in crosses last season, over 200 from Robbie Mertz. And he's one ring richer tonight. Those rings are nice.
Really good touch there.
Sukanome did well with it. Came in from Seattle and Tacoma. Third in MLS Next Pro in goals last year, 18. On to sign a homegrown deal in Seattle thereafter. Rather a standard MLS contract. So often you see a guy come out of Next Pro and sign with the MLS roster and your first thought is homegrown contract. Drops this in behind, it's Etu. Etu squares it. Bassett thought he had someone else behind him.
Need to communicate. If you are to Sam Bassett, it needs to hit this first time. There's not an opportunity to get cute there for Bassett. If you do not hear anyone calling you off, you need to take the initiative and have a strike from this distance.
Did you have a call when you were trailing? Were you just saying me, me, me?
Just leave.
Leave?
Yep, leave.
Think of the Ted Lasso, Jamie Tart. Me, me. I want the ball.
But a lot of times you hear coaches, especially as a former striker, saying that you need to make that near post run for numerous of reasons. If you get on the end of it, it's a tap-in. But if you don't, you can pull out a center back to open up space for a secondary run. So it's little things like that that you see in training week in and week out. Near post, far post, top of six.
Kelp fouled. And Douglas Martinez has entered the book as his 7th yellow card in 18 games this year.
A little bit of a tug of the shoulder area there from Martinez on Kelp.
Martinez, part of the 2019 Real Monarchs USL Championship Cup set of Louisville City in the final, although he was suspended for the final, didn't play. Lights off in the distance at PNC Park here on the other side of the Monongahela, a 3-1 Pittsburgh lead. On a night to savor for Hounds fans, especially if they get the job done and seal the 3 points as well.
Mentioned it at halftime. There's just a sense of comfortability for the Riverhounds, having the ability to feel comfortable without the ball in terms of their defensive shape. Just really well organized and well oiled, difficult to break down.
Lofted in behind, chested back. Walty will settle it, and they'll play out. Mertz drops it off. Looking to keep your player sharp this winter? Registration now open for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Winter Technical Training Academy at AHN Montour Sports Complex. Open to boys and girls ages U9 to U15. Program begins with a $20 technical evaluation to place each player in the right developmental training group. Take the next step in your player's development this winter with the Riverhounds. Visit riverhounds.com to register today. You think they're teaching anything about this?
Rob Vincent giving the fourth referee an earful, saying it is a clean challenge. Initially, he does make contact with the ball, Jackson Walty, but it's a follow through that gets him in trouble. It catches Ikaza there.
Mertz keeps this in. Swept into Atsu. Oh boy, yellow card, he's gone. Douglas Martinez is sent off. Denies Etu a chance to get into the penalty area, and in doing so receives a second yellow card.
Immediately, once this ball gets popped into Etsu, he knows that Douglas Martinez has overcommitted. Notice how close he is. And as he turns with the ball, he's caught in no man's land. He needs to make contact with Etsu. He goes down. And Etsu doing a really good job at baiting Martinez to engage in any sort of contact. And now Charleston Battery down 2 goals, down a player. Opportunity to get their fourth for the Riverhounds.
Sent off tonight, so makes the hill that much steeper. He'll also miss the game against Miami next Saturday night back at Patriots Point. Quick hit from Bassett. Back into the area trying to find Sukanome running in behind. Touched over by Hughes. Back from Husu Landry. This is the third and theoretically final meeting between the teams in the regular year. They met on opening day. Charleston 2-1 winners. Suber and Cabrera scored in that initial game. A 0-0 draw in the USL Cup's group stage. Game in which Charleston went up a man. Ended up going to penalties. Who won? Doesn't matter, because neither got through in the end. Chipped into the box by Graham Smith. Come back. Sides that have been playing against one another since 1999. Outside to Husu Landry, back in the lineup for the first time since May. He is an enormous piece for Charleston moving forward. Cross field to Jeremy Kelly. Kelly clips the cross. Header falls in front. Walty first to pounce on it. And that's a foul on Suber.
Just a little bit slow to recognize the second ball. Warmer Cabrera.
They've pronounced a sellout tonight. 6,020 packed in FMB Stadium. Barry.
Tough challenge. Don't need to win this ball. If you are Barnes, you have good numbers behind you. No real danger. If you do step out, have to be 100% sure that you're going to make contact with the ball.
Camposano. Gonna set everybody here. If you're going to take something from tonight, it probably starts here. Lashed into the wall by Barry. On a corner now. This is a really big swing within the Eastern Conference standings if it stays as is. Tampa Bay currently level in their match with Rhode Island around an hour. But if Charleston lose, 10 games remaining for each, be a 9-point gap. Service through, snagged by Camposano. The bigger story would be Pittsburgh. Detroit is currently level in their match with Loudoun in the 90th minute. And with Charleston being on the receiving end of this 3-1 result, Pittsburgh would be 3 points away from second place, which would guarantee 2 home playoff games should you advance in the East. And as we found out last year, it could take you all the way to the final at home. Louisville plays later tonight out at Orange County. That's a huge game in the East and the West.
Just so tight, especially in this Eastern Conference, trying to fight for that home playoff fixture. You see top 4 get the luxury of that. Tampa Bay Rowdies right now have a little bit of breathing room, but 2 through 4, so tight.
Well, and if Louisville wins tonight, you're talking about 4 teams within 1 game for a home, even just getting a home playoff game, much less 2. The margin's exceedingly tight. And they're tight at the playoff line, too. Hartford, Indy, Miami, 7-9, all within a point. And then the Western Conference is a dumpster fire. 9th place is 25 points. 3rd place is 30 points. And there's the anomaly of New Mexico playing 3 fewer games than everyone around them. It's going to come with a card to Mertz. She seems fine with. It's his 3rd in 19 games. If you're going to be represented by somebody in this town, that's the guy you want representing you. 100 seconds and stoppage remaining. The only team I'm sure won't make the playoffs is Jacksonville. Everyone else still really theoretically even has a chance. Brooklyn might be on the edge of that, although they've got 3 games in hand to play with down the stretch. Gives them a little more of an opening. That's a foul. Go on Pahomov. Another of the trial guys. Took him 11 days on trial before he got his deal done. He was actually still in school, like still physically in school. He had to go back to school and get his things. And then, you know, move him into an apartment and start the pro life.
That's Ben Pierman, who's a player that has grown the most over the course of the season, without a doubt. Pahomov, player that continues to impress, get better and better, can do everything as a modern midfielder. Right now, been really impressed again with the Riverhounds. Just so comfortable within their system. Difficult to break down. Glimpses of brilliance high up the field with Trevor Hammond, Albert Dequa, 2 real weapons to put pressure on opposition. On a team that, as the season continues on, that no one is going to want to face.
Five added minutes. There's still time here, but Charleston, they need to get on the ball. Walty delivers the cross, grabbed by Zamudio. Once spent 5 games starting on loan for the Hounds a number of years ago. Yellow card to Sukanome, impeding the restart.
Just not allowing Zamudio to start this transition. A moment knows exactly what he's doing, Sukanome.
Wins a free kick there. He started that pretty quick. All. We'll give and go. Grinding into the corner. Corner kick. Leaked the timeout. Excited to see Bassett get a run of games here. Real game changer for Pittsburgh when healthy. Sounds like we'll see more of Guillaume Vactor down the stretch as well as he's gotten healthier. Good signs coming here for Pittsburgh from a health perspective. Going short, and they like the numbers in the box. They'll toss it in there. Husu Landry, no. The clearance.
Specifically with Bassett, he gives you a different look and a different type of player that's going to start on that wide part of the field because he wants to get on the ball, meaning he's going to come centrally, and that's exactly the type of profile you need in front of a player like Junior Etu, like a player like Aaron Barnes-Villa that want to work up and down the flank. A true pocket presence. Him and Robbie Mertz can really link up. And you have Exton Walty, Bradley Sample coming into the fold. We continue to talk about just the depth, but there's a really good balance in the offensive phase of play for Rob Vincent.
I think when you look at teams that hit big skids relative to the rest of the season, you can almost always go, by the way, I've never seen that before. It's the 3rd minute of stoppage time, Charlie Brown. Along the far board. Usually it coincides with a number of players being out.
Yeah.
You look at Louisville and some of the dips they've had this year, guys missing. Look at Pittsburgh now. This will be 3 wins in 5 with a draw mixed in. Starting to get a little healthier. Funny how that works. This is an MLS with 28-man first-team rosters and an entire second team behind it.
A lot harder to juggle the type of players that you bring in, who you bring in, the depth and the pieces. Vincent and company have done a good job at keeping that core intact, but also complementary, as well as Charleston Battery.
Kelp, the delivery. Ran by all last. Sukanome had a chance at a tap-in.
Good recognition from Kelp, deeper line position. Junior Etsu pulls out Suber and then allows Kelp to advance higher up the field. Good ball across. Sukanome almost puts the exclamation part.
Credit Pittsburgh for trying to get a fourth. Too often we see teams lay back and let opponents into the game. That is not how Pittsburgh chose to finish this. This might be the biggest win of Pittsburgh's season. In what it means within the standings, how close it draws them to second place, getting some revenge for that season opening defeat. We've played the 5 minutes. And the Pittsburgh Riverhounds pick up a 3-1 victory at home. They led 118 seconds into the match and never looked back. And on ring night, the Hounds honor the star above their crest with a big win to inch higher up the table in the East against the Battery.
Professional from the Riverhounds, defended their box extremely well, showed some flair high up the field, but most importantly, they were extremely balanced throughout the course of 90 minutes within their defensive set. This team is starting to grow in some momentum, and Rob Vincent starting to grow in confidence.
Celebrating those with a fighting spirit like Trevor Ammon, whose determination and skill truly embody the mark of a fighter. Trevor Ammon is our player of the match. Here's the save of the game. It's presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Not a lot of work tonight for Campesano.
That tells you how good defensively the Riverhounds were. Campesano coming across, secure hands as Ikaza tries to find that top corner.
That's your save of the game. There wasn't many to choose from, which is a blessing and a curse, I suppose. And Ammon scoring early on, a goal that the Hounds would ultimately run the length of the game with the lead. As mentioned, the man of the match is presented by Modelo, celebrating those with a fighting spirit. Ammon's determination and skill truly embody the mark of a fighter.
Goal and assist for Trevor Ammon. Good performance from the striker for the Riverhounds.
So bright out there, he's got to cover his eyes even at night. Had the hat trick against Louisville, hadn't scored since, and off the schneid tonight. A very important goal for Pittsburgh. We will come back with more after a quick break. Pittsburgh defeats Charleston 3-1 tonight.
When you spend 100 years building chainsaws, you get really good at building chainsaws. So when Steel built a mower, we built the chainsaw of mowers. New blade, same bloodline.
Here in Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter, just like at Home Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027, and we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
All day and all night for Charles All. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0. Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
We're back here in Pittsburgh, a 3-1 Hounds win over the Battery. They sit fourth, awaiting the result from Louisville tonight in Orange County. Either way, they're within 3 points of the Battery for second place in the East. Post-game autographs, fireworks soon to come.
Drop points on the road to the Riverhounds.
Stunna Heating and Cooling provides the full-time match stats tonight and a chance for your final thoughts.
For Rob Vincent, you have to be pleased. The performance was balanced. It was professional and in the end deserving of all 3 points and a massive win for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Two of the most historic clubs in all of American soccer, Pittsburgh and Charleston, matched up tonight. And the Hounds 3-1 winners as they celebrate that first championship win and the rings that come with it. From daylight and glimmering rings to a goal in the first 2 minutes from Trevor Ammon, a 3-1 win tonight for the Hounds as Griffin adds. We're going to see Martinez pull one back. And the Hounds, off a set piece from Sosa, run away with it. For Ricky Lopez, Espen, our entire team in Pittsburgh and beyond, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching and have a good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.